You are listening to the Savage FINcast, episode 139, A-GAH-CAH-CAH-CAH-CUCK.
Chicago. A criminal mastermind called Overlord held our city in his terrifying grip. Ordinary cops were losing the battle against Overlord's super freaks and mutants. Then, a miracle happened. When I found him, he had no memory of his past. I helped him find an identity and a life. Now we have a fighting chance. Now we have the dragon.
This is the Savage FINcast, the show that will figure out this podcast stuff one of these days. My name is Jim Purcell.
I'm Craig Olson.
My name is Mark Welzer.
And we welcome you again to another episode. It has been a while since we've done one of these. We apologize. We have a tendency to meander a bit when new Savage Dragon issues are not coming out, even though technically we did have stuff we could have covered over the last, unfortunately, 6 months. We just did not get around to it. We do hope to rectify some of that in the near future. How have you guys been since we've been, it's been through the holidays and such since we last talked?
Well, recently I've been very cold, but I don't know. Beyond that, I've been okay, I guess.
Yeah, it's been pretty cold here, too. This winter's been chilly.
Yeah, it's been boring,
Yeah.
to be honest.
You have nothing exciting to share with anybody.
No new dragon. My life's boring,
Fair enough. Then I suppose we can get right into the Savage Dragon Erik Larsen news.
Yeah, we've got there's a bunch of stuff that's come out, or announced at least. We've got covers for Savage Dragons 280 and 281. Issue 280, there's an Erik Larsen cover with Dragon and what I assume is the SOS guys. I don't know what. Yeah, we got Super Patriot, we've got Angel, we've got
I
Paul.
presume will conclude their trip across Russia.
Yeah.
Doesn't that cover look almost like 275? It's kind of crazy.
A little bit.
Like it.
It's running at you cover.
But we do have confirmation about Super Patriot's new costume, I guess, which is his old costume.
Is that what? Oh, because the cover, yeah.
Yeah, on the cover. It's just got his yellow shirt, mask, and just different hair coming out the back, I guess.
Yep. We'll see what he's all about.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what happens with this guy, right? He's got a lot of potential. And we still don't know if they're going to be able to revive the Johnny Armstrong or not. But
there's still howling his body around last we saw. So
there's
corpse.
bits of him, yeah.
Who knows where that will end up.
Right, so there's Erik's cover. There's also a cover by Brett Booth. I don't know who inked this. I apologize. But this was drawn... Where did this show up? This was on Threads or Blue Sky or something? Somewhere he had posted his pencils.
I think it was just fan art. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I do see a live
Like a
signature on
commission
here.
or something? You think someone got a commission and he just...
I have no idea.
It's easy.
I do remember seeing it, though, a few months ago. I don't see anything in the comments to suggest where it came from.
While I think Brett Booth's a great artist, this cover reminds me of like the typical 90s Savage Dragon appearances in other books where he's kind of just way off model in a way. He's always like armed to the teeth with like, battle fatigues on and, army boots. And it's like, I don't know. I just don't like that.
I think the thing that strikes me the most is it's clear that this was not intended to be a cover when it was drawn.
Yeah, because it's too tall. Not enough room on top.
Yeah. and it's just Dragon standing there.
It reminds me of like typical like I don't know, like the Jim Lee version of Savage Dragon or something with like the gloves and I don't know. It's just way over.
All the stuff strapped to him and
yeah.
Yeah, it does look a lot.
Not a fan, honestly.
I mean, even when Erik was drawing Dragon at his most copy, he never tooled up like this.
Yeah, but yeah, this is how he looks though. In every
when he went after Overlord, maybe.
Yeah, that's the only time, and they based a toy off of it. All that stuff strapped to him, and I think people just latched onto that and said, yeah, put a lot of stuff on him. But that's really the only time he was ever swatted up like that in the book.
Except for the Jim Lee cover on SD13, because I believe that he was all swatted up on that too.
I just feel like this is how he was drawn in every guest appearance on like outside books.
People really have
proportions are wrong, Finn's wrong.
They're always like trying to outdo it or something. I don't know what they were trying to make him look like a real SWAT like cop or something, and it just doesn't work.
I think it's a really good drawing though. All things
I do
aside.
too. I do.
And
I do think it's good.
Because I remember this came out. There was a lot of people taking their crack at trying to ink it digitally.
Not to criticize it too much because I can't do any better. The weird thing about proportionally for this guy, for me, is that his hands are too small. Yet it makes the gun look too big.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just an extra cover, variant cover. Yeah. You don't have to buy it, I guess. It is funny that it's funny they used that Savage Dragon title font for this cover.
The funnies, yeah.
It's a weird like style choice.
Yeah, the juxtaposition with that over the very 90s looking.
Yeah.
I mean, we do see it again in the next set of covers.
That's true. Yeah, we have 281. It looks like a homecoming, it says. We've got Maxine jumping on Malcolm. They're excited to be finally reunited. And there's two color versions of this one.
She's excited. He seems kind of nonplussed.
Yeah, you're right about that. He does seem...
Yeah, it is weird. What do you think that's about?
He's been through a lot. Who knows what it could mean?
He's sad that they just lost Johnny Armstrong.
Maybe he's looking at Frank sitting on the bed behind her.
Oh, that could be. But there's two color versions. There's a normal one, and then there's another one that's got a black background that has these weird white color hold highlights on some of the lines that I guess Erik had done.
It's weird because Erik has, as a general rule of thumb thing, has always mentioned to not do that because it makes your character look like a sticker.
Right.
And it looks like a sticker.
I think it's just because this is a black background.
Yeah, I mean, there's no other way. Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird looking. It's kind of cool, but it's not the kind of stuff we typically see.
Yeah.
But beyond that, there's also another cover, a third cover, by Brian Hitch.
Yep. This was also a drawing I believe we saw previously. That's been repurposed onto a cover.
Well, this one looks like it was made to be a cover because it's based off the cover for the miniseries #1.
Yeah,
cover
not a fan.
Coming at you.
Well,
sorry.
Yeah.
The foreshortening is really wonky on this one.
I think Brian Hitch is a very good artist.
Yeah, he's doing that Redcoat book, which is a pretty good book. It's one of the
Oh, you've been reading it.
Yeah, because it's part of the Ghost Machine universe with Geiger and forget there's like a robot guy.
There's like Junkyard Joe and
yes,
Rockefellers and
no, that's not the same. Although it's the same company, it's not in the same universe.
Oh, it's not. Interesting.
No, it's just Redcoat, Junkyard Joe, Geiger, maybe one other thing. I can't remember.
Yeah, Rook was also not part of it either.
Right. No, he is a good artist. I'm just not a fan of this cover.
It's a little dull. It's a little boring. Because it's just another Savage Dragon #1 homage.
Well, we can pretend that it's Paul Dragon.
Yeah, that's
there
it.
You go.
And again, we see the Savage Dragon Funnies logo used on this variant. So
Yeah.
all right.
All right.
Do you think it was Nikos? Or... Sorry. Yes. Let us move on.
What
Those
else
are
we
the
got?
covers coming up.
Those are the new Savage
there's some
Dragon
stuff-
covers.
Other than Savage Dragon covers, there was a Spider-Man Noir miniseries that was announced to Marvel Comics.
Yep,
that
that was
Erik
announced. That was announced after
writing.
our last recording. So we've had a whole series come out in the time between then and now.
Right.
And Eric's been doing variant covers for that. He's just writing it, but not doing interiors.
It's weird that he's doing the variant covers and not the main covers. When I don't know. I would think when you have your superstar artist as your writer, you'd use him for the covers to like sell the book. Although the interior art, I like the interior art of the first issue I read. I thought it was very good. I thought
It might have been Eric's call, because I know he has mentioned before that he prefers like the main covers represent the art that's inside the book, and maybe that he just wanted to have
yeah, that makes sense.
a more representative,
Yeah.
possibly.
Yeah, so that series wraps up February 11th, and maybe we can do a review of the series as a whole at some point.
Yeah, we can definitely try to do that.
I think the coolest thing about this series is that because Eric's writing it, he's introducing a whole bunch of new characters, which I didn't know any of the characters in that universe, but apparently all these villains he's introducing are new.
They're all new.
That's
Which
what he
is
likes
cool.
to. When he
Spider-Man-
was doing Spawn, he did the same thing. So let's
Yeah.
beef up this rogues gallery, give him some more villains, some guys to punch around.
I basically know nothing of the original Spider-Man Noir series that came out ages and ages ago. Because it was actually
Same.
part of a whole, I believe, a whole fifth week event. Because there was a whole bunch of Noir titles, and Spider-Man just happened to be one of them. And then Spider-Man Noir got popular because he became part of the Spider-Verse crossover and then used in the movie.
Right.
And he doesn't really get a lot of focus on his world, I guess. So there was a lot of space to fill in, which is what Eric's been doing.
I have not read any of them yet. So when we do our episode, that'll be a lot of fun to just jump right in and read them all in one big go.
Yeah. I got to. I read the first few, and I've just been holding off until this fifth one comes out.
That'll be exciting. Also, some news that we missed. There was a Spider-Man 94 #3. It was I guess a book about like the 94 era of Spider-Man, specifically
It's
like the cartoon era.
Yeah, the cartoon. Yep.
Yeah, but that had already come out. Issue #3, Erik had done a cover, which came out in November. But we never had a chance to talk about it on the show, so I guess now's our chance. What did we think of that cover?
I thought it was neat. It's like Spider-Man's all fleshed out and like
Fully rendered?
fully rendered colors, and the character, all the villains are like based on the cartoon model, and they're
Flat
more like
animation.
Flat. Yeah. I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was neat. I don't know if it was pulled off quite as well as Erik wanted to pull it off,
Yeah.
with like the juxtaposition of like a fully rendered Spider-Man and the...
Yeah, I didn't really
Flat
notice that
villains.
until you pointed it out. I just thought because he was in the foreground, he had more detail. But you're right.
Well, there you go. That's a good example of how it didn't... I mean, it's still cool, but
Yeah.
it's hard to do... Well, because the way Spider-Man's costume is, it's hard to do full rendering on him and like full coloring and stuff that makes it stand out against the animated designs of the other characters.
But Erik does a really good job rendering the classic like cartoon versions of these characters, and with the more open line look, giving them that very animated style.
Yeah, they all look pretty on model.
They do.
So if you bought that and you enjoyed it, That's great news. That came out in November. What else is coming out? We have Superman, Spider-Man #1, or is it Spider-Man, Superman #1?
I can never keep them straight. I'm pretty sure it's I'm pretty
Spider-Man, Superman.
Yeah, it's the Marvel published one. So Spider-Man gets top billing. Because there's two
I think
issues.
that one comes out.
There's two. The way this is working is every one of these gets published, one by Marvel, one by DC, and they both have different contents.
Okay. And they have different release dates as well, right?
And different release dates. They're spaced out like by a month. The Batman Deadpool one did the same thing. The DC one
this
came out.
might be coming out March 26th, or I didn't get the other date, but it's a big crossover. But there's a bunch of variant covers, one of which is by Erik Larsen, and it's, I would say, the most 90s cover of all of these that we've seen, right?
It's very 90s.
Cyborg Spider-Man from Eric's Revenge.
You mean
of the
90s in like the art style or the characters?
The
used?
character choices. It's a
the
very
character choices.
It's a very specific period of the
yeah.
1990s.
Yeah.
Cyborg Superman, and taking a swing at Cyborg Spider-Man,
Which I think is really cool. That Spider-Man is like, only showed up for what, 1 or 2 issues, but it's kind
It's
of
just one issue.
Yeah, and it's kind of took on a life of its own, like in a little niche section of the fandom.
He shows up in video games, and there's toys, but
I
not
thought
much
that was
representation in the comics. So
No,
I think
but
other
it's
than
kind of
that one
cool that he did that instead of just doing the same old, plain Superman, plain Spider-Man.
I feel like at this point, Eric's drawn more commissions of that version of Spider-Man than he did actually drawing him in the book when it came out.
very likely.
Right?
The thing with that cover, Erik posted like the kind of like the virgin cover without like the title on there and stuff, and it's such a better cover when it's not obscured by whatever that title is. It looks like it's like a title with like a manhole cover.
Yeah, it's like
I don't know what that big like gray circle is around it, but it obscures like the building kind of collapsing over, which makes it a really cool piece.
I think we're seeing a lot of these problems when Erik does these covers, and he doesn't have complete control over how the titles in the copy are put on.
Right.
Either the logos are too small, or they're in a weird spot, or some copy is covering up important stuff. That comes out in March. What else is coming up? There's a Marvel Team Up number 14, which is a reprint of Marvel Team Up number 14 that came out several years ago. It's Spider-Man teaming up with Robert Kirkman's Invincible.
It is an interesting. It's kind of cool. It's getting reprinted because that issue became hard to find when Invincible blew up. Because I don't think it sold very many copies at the time.
No, it didn't. Invincible really wasn't that big a deal. I thought it was pretty amazing, Invincible showing up in a Marvel comic.
Yeah, it was. I felt like it was a big deal because you don't typically see indie guys showing up in.
At least not in that era. In the late '90s and early 2000s, there was a few more instances of it. But now, granted, that was still pre-Disney.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of why I'm surprised to see it reprinted.
And it's getting reprinted through Image, I think.
Yeah, it's a Skybound release.
Yeah.
So Kirkman got the deal done.
And you got some big name artists to do some variants like Larsen, McFarlane, Bagley, all like the big Spider-Man guys, from the 90s. And then there's a new Otley cover, and who am I missing? There's like one other guy.
Of course,
There's the Corey Walker one.
If he really wanted to
the Corey Walker
us,
one's the original cover, just I think recolored.
If he really wanted to surprise us, after this comes out, he'll announce Invincible Batman.
Yeah.
Give us that story that we never got.
Yeah. Please.
That one panel. Remember that one panel?
Alex Saviuk?
Yeah.
Is that how you pronounce his name?
Who?
Sounds right. I don't.
Saviuk. He's the other cover artist that they
Oh, yeah.
What does he work? What has he done? I'm out of the loop.
Uh,
Listeners are probably rolling their eyes.
a bunch of Star Wars stuff when I
Gotcha.
poked at it. No, wait, no. I'm thinking of the Spider-Man Noir artist. Sorry, I actually have no idea.
He was more of an artist. Is showing. I think Web of Spider-Man is showing up. I know his name. I've seen him on a bunch of stuff, but he must have had a successful run on Spider-Man at some point, right?
I don't know.
Because you got your McFarlanes, you got your Larsens, you got your Bagleys. Like you said, those are the three biggest Spider-Man artists in the 1990s.
Right.
But I wasn't reading Marvel much after
so
Image
he's
started.
so he's actually another retro artist. So he was on Web of Spider-Man in the 90s. Oh, okay. So I didn't realize that. So yeah, he's definitely a name that hasn't popped up. Although now that I take a closer look, I think he may have drawn the first issues I ever read. Not sure if he did those Maximum Carnage issues that I had when I was 10.
That was Bagley, wasn't it?
No, it was none of the major artists.
Was it not? Oh.
Nope.
See, I already sailed on from Spider-Man at that point, so. He says he did the newspaper strip. So that might be why he's... Sorry, we're all learning this in real time.
Yep.
This is great for
My
all the
curiosity is getting the better of me.
Yes, it's definitely a name that I've seen a lot. He did a bunch of 70s DC stuff. But the man's been around.
Yep. He drew the Web of Spider-Man issues of Maximum Carnage, 102 and 103, which were two of the first comics I ever owned. Fascinating.
There you go. Jim's favorite artist.
Yeah. Those are the rules. The first artist is always your favorite.
Right? Yeah, but Eric's doing a cover for that.
Did you get Iron Man 2?
And they've got Iron Man 2 coming out, or what the legacy number was 682. This coming out in April. It's another one of those like retro style covers that Eric's been doing for Marvel.
Yep. Has a very cool classic trade dress. I think it has hopefully it has the actual legacy number. It's not just some random number. Although, you know what? What is it? 682?
Yes.
Makes sense. They relaunched at 680 or 681 rather.
Why?
Why? It's a roundish number.
Just because it's a round. Okay, I didn't know if there was some significance to the number. Just because it's a round number. Okay, this is volume 8.
Because they're probably going to do a big issue 700 deal in 20 issues. Because that's what if that's accurate, if that's an accurate number, they're the less than 20 issues away from 700 issue they could sell for like twice the price. And
so they're just building up to 700.
Very likely, my guess.
Okay. But it's a cool cover. It's a weird cover. I think just because Eric haven't seen him draw much Iron Man.
Yeah. And I highly doubt this version of Iron Man is in the comic. Because this is his very 80s look.
Betrayed by Madame Mask, it says on the cover. It says, "You're back, and nothing can tear us apart." It says, "That's what you think." Which I think this dialogue is taken from something else. Another cover, right?
Possibly. I do...
Yeah.
Looking up Iron Man number 2's main cover, it appears that this is related to what's going on in the series. Because I believe Madame Mask is the villain in the story arc going on.
That'll be exciting. Have you guys been picking up all these variant covers that Eric's been doing for Marvel?
Hell no.
And other books?
No. Let me see.
I don't want to encourage him.
I've been picking up his covers to the Noir stuff, but I was gonna buy that anyway for the story.
Right.
But the only thing I think I will probably get is the Marvel Team Up cover. I don't know why.
If I'm at the shop and I see it on the rack, I'll pick it up. That's how I've been doing most of these variant covers. If I'm in there and I see it, I'll get it. But I'm not going to go out of my way to try to track it down if I miss it or try to get the shop to order it special for me.
I may buy the Superman, Spider-Man for the cover if it's not like a rare cover that you have to pay $100 for. If I can get it for cover price,
right,
and it's not an incentive cover, then maybe I'll buy it. Although I don't. What's the price point for this thing?
I have no idea. I'm sure it's probably going to be a thicker book, right?
$1,000. Yeah.
$1,000?
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh,
It's like probably like $10, right? I don't know. What was the Deadpool one?
$10 probably.
Yeah.
I don't know much of that. I'm sure there's a bunch of different stories by a bunch of different writers and artists.
Yeah, they're anthologies. There's a bunch of one-off. There's one main story, and then there's a bunch of backup shorter stories.
Yeah. I really have no care for any of these. They don't mean anything. I don't know. I guess it's a fun little jaunt.
It's fun.
Yeah. I'm kind of done with these characters.
Fair enough. I mean, I don't really I didn't care at all about Batman Deadpool. I care a little bit more about Spider-Man Batman. I mean, Superman Spider-Man. But probably not enough to actually buy it.
Yeah.
These books were, they're $8. They're $8 each, which isn't as bad. Double price.
Well, good luck finding these covers. I don't know how rare they're going to be. But go for them, dear listeners.
Yep.
Right? What else has happened in the past 30 days that we've missed recording an episode?
I think that's it, right?
Well, there was a crossover, a recent crossover, Savage Dragon.
No, I meant covers. Have we covered all the covers? I think we got them all.
Oh yeah, that's all the covers.
And I guess we can move on to our next news item. So, hey, kids, you like Savage Dragon, right? Have you been waiting with bated breath for a new Savage Dragon comic? Not that it matters much because you're going to hear this after the next issue of Savage Dragon comes out. But if you heard this in the past, you could be reading a Savage Dragon comic right now over on ravensdojo.com, where we have Raven Perez himself is doing an official, as I understand it, Savage Dragon Raven's Dojo crossover. Something I think he's been wanting to do for a very long time. He's already got like almost 25 or more pages up on his website. So if you wanna read Raven's take on the Savage Dragon characters and universe, you definitely want to stop on over there and take a look. Just put the kids to bed first.
Yeah, this is a really big deal. I feel like I've accomplished something just because Raven has done this, vicariously through him. I know he's been wanting to do this for a very long time. He's been working really hard. As you say, he's got like almost 30 pages out now. Cranking these things out, one right after the other, and so far I have not read a single page of them yet, and I feel bad, and Raven, I'm sorry.
I've been enjoying it. One cool thing is it's not just, Malcolm and like Dornell or whatever, it's the whole cast of, dragon characters. So you get to see Raven's take on a bunch of different characters, even like some more obscure ones. And the other cool thing is, maybe a little bit of a spoiler, but not anything major, but it ties in to a backup story he did in Savage Dragon 225. So if you enjoyed his backup, you should read his strip because it ties it all together.
Ooh. And this fits in continuity?
I mean, I think so.
You feel
it
like
definitely does. It definitely can. I don't know if it's official. It sounded like it was.
Right. But it's not one of those, like, Mars Attacks Savage Dragon, where we learn Dragon's origin, and his long-lost brother shows up. Like, it all fits pretty good into the continuity.
It fits really well, and you get some closure on a character, which is pretty cool.
Nice.
That's all I'll say on that.
I am very excited to read these. although I've had plenty of time to start. Raven, I apologize. I've been very busy. I haven't read Spider-Man Noir yet either, so it's not just you.
I will give a warning for those. I mean, if you're reading Savage Dragon, you shouldn't really need this warning, but it's definitely something, like you said, can't read around the kids. If you like his stuff, and you know what you're getting into, so.
Yeah, Raven Perez is a sex pervert, and everything that he draws is dirty. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And I think you would approve of that title.
All right.
All right, so what's next?
That's it. I think that's it for news. Which at the same, both there was more than expected, but also less because mostly it's covers, and I guess Spider-Man Noir, which was a whole series, which was big news at the time.
It's pretty insane how many variant covers he's got going on these days.
So, emails. We got emails. Old emails, but we figured
Electronic mails?
Read them anyway. Craig, why don't you take us through the first one?
All right. Finsters. I think this is the first time we've been called Finsters. I gave some thought to the Finteresting conversation topic, and I kept coming back to the Phantom Stranger. So this is for the listeners, because it's been about a year. We were talking about the, archetypes that we haven't seen yet in Savage Dragon. So Jason Sandberg here is coming back to the Phantom Stranger. He's curious to hear what other listeners come up with. He goes on to say, I am enjoying these spotlights on the siblings so far. My favorite has been issue 276 with the Amy Dragon adventure. He says, I wonder if the actual Ukraine-Russia war will end before Malcolm et al. Escape.
Not looking likely.
Yeah, so only time will tell. Onward to issue 300, Jason Sandberg. What are so I kind of understand the Phantom Stranger, but what's the
So the Phantom Stranger, there's two things about Phantom Stranger that you need to kind of understand about him. When he was originally created, his gimmick was he was a regular guy who disproved supernatural occurrences. Okay? That was back in the 50s or 60s when they were doing horror comics at DC. His whole thing was that he debunked supernatural phenomena. At some point, they completely flipped that on its head, and he became one of the more enigmatic supernatural entities of the DC universe. And he is basically the DC equivalent of the Watcher. When the Phantom Stranger shows up, it means something important is happening. Usually he shows up with some cryptic message about some force in the universe is causing trouble. He'll show up when Darkseid's around. He'll show up when the Crisis on Infinite Earth is happening. And that's just kind of his whole deal. There was a origin issue for him. So there's an origin issue for him in a DC, after the Crisis called DC Secret Origins. It was a whole series where they were just reintroducing characters and their new origins. In his issue, they had 4 different stories by 4 different creative teams, and they all told 4 different origin stories. And the Phantom Stranger, none of them, well, either none of them or all of them are true. So the whole idea behind him is just an enigma. He's a supernatural enigma.
So that's kind of like you were saying before we started recording, is like the Fonte in a way.
Yeah. So yeah, basically he's like your supernatural guide who tells you cryptic nonsense. So yeah, Fonte's probably the closest that Dragon's ever had to that kind of a character. But of course, Fonte only showed up once maybe. Right. So a character like this who recurred might be interesting. But yeah, I don't know. It's definitely not an archetype Erik goes to very often. Of course, Fonte has more in common with the Wizard Shazam from Captain Marvel, of course.
Shazam.
So thanks
What
for
do you think of these types of characters that show up and they know everything that's going on and they warn everybody about this wacky adventure they're about to go on? Are these fun
They can be.
characters and stories? Yeah.
They can be, but they are a little bit of a tired trope in some respects. Like, Dragons kind of had characters like that. Like, Vanguard will show up to give him a cryptic warning because he's not allowed to interfere. Or, like...
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I guess you're right about that.
Stuff like that.
Well, great letter. Thanks for writing in, Jason. Hopefully you're still listening and hear us on this new episode, even though we're 6 months late.
All
We're
right.
on time.
Whenever we arrive, we are on time. All right, we got another letter. It says, hey guys, I finally caught up on Malcolm's adventures with 277. I can finally email in. Thank you guys for all your hard work. After I finished reading each issue, I put the Savage FINcast on. As a Savage Dragon fan, I do not have others to talk Finhead with. I was sad to hear Raven had left the show. I enjoyed his opinion and voice. Nice to see his art in Savage Dragon and Super Freaks along with you guys' work. Super Freaks was special. Hoping for an issue 2. Welcome to the team, Mark. Great replacement. My answer for the interesting conversation about the archetype homages by Erik. I apologize if these have appeared already. My reading started with Dragon's Trial before Malcolm took over. That's him saying that he started quite late. That's actually quite late to start Savage Dragon. I'm very impressed. I'd like to see.
It's refreshing.
Yeah, I like hearing about people who get into the book that far in, since I'm somebody who got into the book that quite late. Okay, continuing. I'd like to see Erik try homages of the Hulk, X-Men, Deadpool, the Inhumans, Doom Patrol, and Thunder Agents. Thanks once again for the podcast. Please bring back the Retro FINcast. I'm still on episodes 20 and 21, waiting for you guys' thoughts on the fight between Overlord. Oh, I'm still on issues 20 and 21. He's on issues 21 and 21, waiting for you guys' thoughts on the fight between Overlord. Deuces, Matt Hollis. Thank you, Matt, for writing in. To be fair, Hulk we've got. Hulk, basically, what's the hell's his name? Shit.
Zeke?
Zeke is Hulk-esque.
Wait. First of all, wait, I don't want to stop you for a minute. Do people sign off on letters saying deuces?
I mean,
what
this
is
one
that?
clearly did. I mean, it was there.
At least one of them has, yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
Is that a thing?
I assume it's this guy's thing. Everyone's got to have a thing.
I mean, I drop deuces.
I've never heard this as like a farewell sentiment. Maybe it's a regional thing.
Okay. Sorry. We can continue. Zeke.
I'm trying to think of other Hulk-esque characters. Because remember, we had that famous Rock versus Zeke fight.
The guy with the fin.
No. Yeah, I suppose he has some similarities to various aspects of the Hulk.
No, the main one is Zeke. And, obviously Zeke versus Rock is, Zeke and Thing. And Hulk and Thing.
Right.
The X-Men kind of like being a large team group. I mean, you don't really see that sort of at least we don't spend any time on them. I mean, I guess the Johnny Redbeard's crew, what the heck are their names? The
Nixed Men?
The Nixed Men. Yeah, the Nixed Men are probably as close to the X-Men as we've had, both, in their name and also how they're all references to John Byrne stuff.
Yep.
Deadpool, we don't really need a Deadpool.
Killcat is kind of a Deadpool guy.
Who?
Killcat.
Killcat?
Oh, Killcat. I mean, he's comedic.
He's an accidental Deadpool, though, I think, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's total comic relief.
I mean, Amy used to break the fourth wall, but she was more doing a She-Hulk thing.
I feel like since the whole Star thing, there hasn't really been a wisecracking superhero, really.
Yeah, that's true.
Star was really the
quippy,
kind of a Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Malcolm can be quippy when he wants to be.
Yeah. But like that, he's known as being just this sarcastic, quippy Spider-Man type. You know, isn't that what Deadpool does?
Yeah,
He
basically,
jokes around. He never takes anything seriously.
Deadpool is a Spider-Man if he killed people.
Right.
He's Spider-Man mixed with Deathstroke.
Mixed with She-Hulk.
Yeah. Yeah, the Inhumans, I would say, are mixed in with all like Kirby's secret society, secret culture groups that ended up in Godtown. They aren't gods, but they are kind of in that same general genre of the Asgardians and the new gods, that kind of thing. So I think they just kind of get covered with that. Doom Patrol, I mean, Savage Dragon has had so many like weird character mixes. The Doom Patrol's whole thing is that they're just kind of a bunch of weirdos. There are a lot of weirdo teams in Savage Dragon over the years. Like maybe the I would say like the current pairing of Powerhouse and Flash Mercury, kind of Doom Patrol-esque.
Yeah.
I haven't read a whole lot of like classic Doom Patrol. Like, were they like just like science explorers, right?
Yeah, they were Fantastic Four types. I mean, they were basically they were people who were they couldn't exist in normal society, and so their professor kind of brought them together to be explorers and daredevils and what have you.
Right.
Original Doom Patrol is like ahead of its time writing wise. It's like in terms of Silver Age writing, it's like way ahead of the curve. I really liked classic Doom Patrol.
Yeah, it's weird. We don't see a whole lot of teams and groups in the book unless Malcolm or Dragon is a part of it.
Right.
Like there's North Force, but they're obvious. They clearly would be Alpha Flight, but we don't really see a whole lot of teams, even with the bad guys.
Well, it used to be like you'd have like all of Overlord's goons, and you'd have all of Johnny Redbeard's goons, and you'd have all of Cyberface's goons, but they weren't really teams.
Well, now you got I guess Malcolm is on the team, the North Force, but you used to have what was their name? With Max Damage, Brute Force.
Brute Force, yes.
I love Max Damage. I think he's such a cool looking character. Those guys were fun.
I don't know what they're up to. Because last time I saw Brute Force, it was Max Damage was teaming up with Bubble Boy and Wood Boy and Rubber Guy.
Yeah, somebody drew
Earth
that.
Girl.
I can't remember. Some guy I know.
Boring guy. I don't know. But, yeah, I'd like to see them come back. And Thunder Agents. What do we know about Thunder Agents?
I know their gimmick is they're like a Suicide Squad type team where there are people who are granted superpowers to do superhero things, but it's gradually killing them. It had a run like in the early I want to say in the 70s, and then it kind of just keeps coming back. I think because Wallace Wood was involved with their creation, and so a lot of like comic artists have a lot of interest in Thunder Agents as a result. And so you keep seeing the dust get blown off of them every decade or so. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, just kind of vague, like, because the death count in Savage Dragon is so high, you don't really need a Suicide Squad. Basically, every super team is a Suicide Squad.
Right.
Yeah. The one-man Suicide Squad.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks for the letter, Matt.
Yeah, thanks for the kind words. I'm sure I'll speak on behalf of Raven. And he says thank you, and he misses you too.
All right, so what's next? Interesting conversation?
Normally, we would offer up our latest interesting conversation, but would you believe that 7 months isn't enough time to come up with a new one?
We just needed a little bit more time to come up with one.
So I think we're going to ask you all out there, do you have any interesting topics you'd like us to cover? Please send us your suggestions. We could really use some fresh ideas. Preferably ones that not involving Eric drawing Spider-Man. Again.
Well, let's get into it. This is we'll just tell everybody why it's so hard to come up with interesting conversations is because a lot of the questions that we come up with are usually yes or no answers, right?
Right.
And that's
Or
not
we've
a
done
very
them all.
interesting. Or we've done them all, right?
We've done a lot
It's
of
like,
them.
do you like the direction that this book is going? It's like, yes.
What kind of Savage Dragon fighting game would you like, and who would you like to see in it?
Right.
Well, remember
Who
when
would
you first introduced the ideas of the Interesting Conversations, Craig, the original idea was that we were going to ask the listeners to send us their questions that we would answer. And eventually,
This is their fault.
yeah. So we eventually evolved it into us asking the questions. So
Is this because people weren't asking questions? So you
Eh.
had to make up your own?
it was probably a
It's probably a
combination of
mix.
factors.
Or we just weren't getting great questions.
So this is not our fault, listener. This is on you. If you want to
Yep,
hear
your fault.
some interesting, you got to come up with some good stuff. Otherwise, we're probably going to quit the show.
Womp womp. Or at least kill the segment. Or
Right?
no more
Yeah,
Finteresting.
and actually,
have.
that's a good question too. Is it time to move on from the Finteresting questions?
There it is. Is this segment still interesting? Finteresting.
You gotta say Finn. You gotta brand it.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Craig, deuces is in reference to giving the peace sign to say peace out because you're holding up two fingers.
Oh, I'm just not with the lingo.
I know. I looked it
The
up.
jive
as we were-
speak.
I'd never heard that either, but I did do the research. I didn't want to get a million emails of people explaining us what deuces means. When
All right. Well, if you want to email us and tell us what deuces is, you
I
can
just
write us at
explained
You can write us at savagefincast@gmail.com, and you can tell Mark he doesn't know what he's talking about, and that's not the real definition, and that he's old.
yeah, come at me. I'm not afraid of an email that Jim or Craig will probably read.
Well, hopefully now we're back on track with issues of Savage Dragon, and we'll be back doing this at a regular pace. So send in your letters. We'd love to hear from you. Tell us we suck for not doing any retros and all that time span. And just give us your thoughts and opinions. Shall
All right.
we get into it, guys?
Should we get into it? What should we get into?
I think that's it. Well, thanks for listening, everybody, and we'll see you in another 30 days.
30 years.
Oh,
So I think
there was a new issue that came out.
yes,
too. You're right,
yeah,
Dave.
yeah. I think Raven would call this the meat and potatoes portion. So
That it is.
Savage Dragon 278, long time coming. Some might say too long,
Right.
but it's good that we have it.
Spotlight on
Spotlight
Tyrone.
on Tyrone. I remember when this issue's cover was revealed and we talked about it. I remember the solicitation was something like Legacy. And we see on this cover, of course, we see Tyrone and his father Malcolm and his grandfather Dragon. And we kind of speculated it would be like Tyrone would be like looking to the history of his parentage to like become a hero and what have you. And then that is not what this issue is about at all.
Right.
Well,
At
I think
all.
part of it was at the time when this was released, Paul Dragon still had his croissant fin.
True.
So
Yeah.
when you saw this cover with, old school dragon with a fin, you thought it was just kind of like, hey, it's just the lineage or whatever, just kind of like a,
Yeah. I don't think there was anything really that led it that way other than the cover. Like, there wasn't any solicitation, I don't think, that suggested it would be like a legacy issue. That was all speculation, I believe, on our part.
probably.
And then once his fin grew in, we're like, oh, that son of a bitch, Erik.
Yeah.
We've been looking at Paul Dragon with his old fin this entire time, and nobody figured it out. And the fucker's barely in the issue.
Yeah, because smash cut Popeye. Popeye is here now. Popeye is a Savage Dragon character.
Yeah, he's allowed to be now.
So
every time a character hits public domain, I guess we're gonna see him in Savage Dragon.
yeah, that seems to be a pattern. We'll see if it holds. Because, granted, this technically isn't his first time appearing because he did get that cameo in the Funnies. Of course, then it was a cameo because he was wearing his COVID mask.
Yeah,
We could not possibly know who it was.
I think he was at the wedding in issue 41 also.
Oh yeah.
yeah, probably like his arm or something.
Yeah, I think so. I'll have to double check, but
I gotta admit, Eric does draw a cool looking Popeye.
He's very cartoony. He definitely is not human.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's any way else to draw him where it just wouldn't look ridiculous.
But like every background character in this issue is also super cartoony.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Eric does do a lot of like cartoony looking people.
To the point where like Dagwood shows up, but like,
Yeah.
like all the normal, just background people, they look.
They all look like caricatures.
Even sure if they are based on some kind of old cartoon characters that I just don't know.
I don't think so.
Or if he's just goofing around making goofy looking folks.
I mean, he is known to throw in goofy-looking guys once in a while, kind of like Kirby did. But this issue, yeah, he really went at it.
Which I think is, I think I do like it because you're trying to figure out why does Popeye exist in this world? How can he exist? He's a cartoon character. But then when we think about, there's Savage Dragon comics based on Dragon and Malcolm that they are published. I guess that there could be old comic strips and cartoons based on this Popeye guy as well. And some people just look like freakish cartoons.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I think that's one way to interpret it.
Right.
I'm not sure at this point. I don't know. I think once in a while is fine. I feel like it's starting to feel like Roger Rabbit, where like these characters live in a world where cartoons are walking around all over the place, and I'm not sure I like it. To be honest,
I kind of dig it. I'll be honest. I like that idea, but also it can't just be if you're gonna do that, it can't just be the public domain characters. You kind of got to populate your world with more weirdos.
Yeah, it's just jarring because. It's more of a recent thing.
And Tyrone knows who Popeye is. He literally calls him Popeye the Sailor Man. Like, he's watched the cartoons. Like, there are stories of this.
Olive oil and,
this guy's life is apparently an open book to everybody. Either he is the inspiration for, or he is lifted directly from these fictional adventures. Which raises all the questions about, like, are they actually cartoon characters? What have you?
I think the ultimate answer is it doesn't matter.
It does not matter.
Right? That's probably what Eric would say.
Were you guys expecting Popeye to be such a big part of this issue? Because I thought he would maybe show up in a panel.
Yeah.
No, I did not expect him to be in this issue.
Yeah, I did not, but I expected Larsen would use him at some point. In like a panel, like I thought with Mickey Mouse it'd be the same thing. He was going to show up. I think he showed up in that one panel originally, and then came back and came back and came back.
Yeah, we knew Popeye was coming, but I didn't expect a whole team up.
So it should probably be noted, Popeye became public domain. I want to say last January. But of course, the thing about Popeye is when he was introduced, a lot of his characteristics weren't in place yet. And the way public domain works is, you can't use it unless the actual story it appears in is in public domain. And stuff like spinach and various other things weren't in place when Popeye was introduced in Thimble Theater. Olive Oil was. She's around. I actually don't think Bluto or Brutus are. Or, no, Wimpy was around. Wimpy was a Thimble. It's been a while since I read them. I find Popeye fascinating because he is a case of one of those characters that was introduced and became more popular than the strip he was in and then took it over.
Yeah.
I love current day Popeye stuff. Current day Popeye stuff is done by the Sunday strips are done by a guy named Randy Mulholland, who is a webcomic artist who I've been following for nigh on 25 years. So him getting to do the Sunday strips is just very cool. And he's a big Popeye fan. He draws a lot of lore, obscure stuff.
That's cool.
Were either of you Popeye fans?
I'm a Popeye fan. I love Popeye.
I
grew up in the cartoon reruns, but I'm the kind of guy who, as soon as I knew he was based on a comic strip character, I got out there and I found those comic strips to read.
Right.
Yeah, I never read the comic strips, but I loved the old, like the original ones where he's just kind of mumbling through the whole way.
Yeah.
I remember growing up on like the 70s cartoons.
Oh, those were awful.
Not that good. Yeah.
Yeah, those were
not good. But they were always on TV. But when
Yeah.
the black and white, like original like stuff came out, like the Sinbad, was it the Sinbad one?
The Sinbad one's a very famous one, yeah.
Yeah. And all those where he's just crazily mumbling the whole way through, and like the action is just amazing. Like the animation is so good.
The original Seeger stuff is just so timeless.
Yeah. There's like some 3D shit in some of that too, which is weird. Like the way they animate it. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I was never a big Popeye guy, so I don't know. I haven't watched a whole lot of the cartoons. I haven't read like any of the comics. I watched the Robin Williams, Robert Altman movie as a kid.
Yeah.
You know, and I watched...
I did too. I mean, that was big. That was always on HBO too or something.
Popeye and Son was a show in the 80s.
Popeye and Son was awful, but oh boy, was it around.
Terrible. And I ate a lot of the Popeye cereal when I was a kid, but I didn't watch a lot of the old cartoons. Even like the old... They'd put out those VHS where it's like, watch these Felix, Superman, and Popeye cartoons. Here's Heckle and Jekyll, you know? Those like anthology VHS tapes. But even then, I was never a big Popeye guy. So I don't know a whole lot about him.
Yeah, Popeye and Son was when they tried to like modernize him for the 80s. Put him in a like a Hawaiian shirt and had a kid.
He had a Hawaiian shirt.
Then there was like before that he had like 3 nephews, like he was Donald Duck.
Right.
Whose names I can't quite remember, but I'm pretty sure one of them was Popeye.
What?
But they all wore the sailor hats though, right?
Yeah. They all look exactly like him. I wish I could find it.
Look up at some point, and I sent you guys a link. You can look at it later. The 3D sets they used in the Popeye cartoons in the 30s. They're pretty damn cool. When you think about like 30s animation, you don't think of them using like 3D backgrounds. But anyway, I digress.
Was it like they were filming little miniature sets and stuff, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was
not like 3D animated.
So no, it's not 3D animated, but
so
it looks 3D.
Okay. So his nephews,
like
his nephews' names were Pip-Eye, Peep-Eye, and Poop-Eye.
Poor Poop-Eye.
I mean, none of them are great, but Poop-Eye is definitely the worst. Fucking Popeye sucks too. I mean, they're all terrible names.
Oh, Popeye's great.
I get it because we have hindsight to know about
how
iconic
Popeye was more popular than Superman for a while, and also he's arguably like one of the first superheroes because he has superpowers.
Right, I'm just saying his name sucks.
Oh, well.
If you named your kid Popeye, and no one had ever heard of Popeye the Sailor Man, everyone would try to have you be arrested.
But now it's cool.
Oh, now it's cool. Now it's great. Yeah, you can name your kid Cobra Commander. Nobody cares.
You can be Popeye Doyle. You guys ever see The French Connection?
No. I've never seen the French
God damn,
Connection.
such a good movie.
I should
I've not
watch
seen
it.
the French Connection.
It's Gene Hackman. They made
Yeah.
French Connection 1 and 2. Great movies.
I didn't know there was a second one. I saw the first one a million years ago, but I did not know there was a second one.
Yeah.
So that's Popeye.
Yeah, that's the Popeye primer. So he's just hanging out on the wharf, and Tyrone is here. And like all the last two issues, after the first page, we get a cut to what's going on in Russia. Currently, the gang is being attacked what appear to be Russian superheroes.
Yeah, they're in the Red Square, I guess, right? Because you can see St. Basil's Cathedral behind them.
Right.
So they were in Siberia. They're going a long way out, apparently.
I love Super Patriot's corpse strapped to Malcolm, and there's actually like flies.
Right.
Around
It's getting worse.
And the new Super Patriot, does he have like a new mask? Because it's got like, was it always like that?
I think
like the nose is kind of covered.
Well, I think it's kind of his armor is just kind of growing into him still. I don't recall from the last issue what it looked like, but he looks weird because he's not wearing Johnny's mask. We're not really.
Yeah,
used to
I think this one looks kind of
different
cool
from the one Johnny wore. Yeah, I really like the way that looks.
Yeah.
I hope he doesn't put a mask on anytime soon to cover up that cool metal face he's got. I like the metal nose. I think it's a slick look, just the way he is right here.
Yeah, no yellow shirt, just like the metal armor on his chest. I agree. This Russian team, they've got like some kind of symbols. I mean, obviously they got the hammer and sickle, but
the other one seems familiar, but I can't remember what its context is. And then two of them there seem to be wearing like the cliche like 1800s Russian look.
yeah,
Right. Those hats. He's even got a hammer as his weapon, the one guy. Where's the sickle? Somebody have a sickle? Am I missing it?
No, I don't see one.
I only see the hammer.
Well, I don't think anybody's going to be asking to see these guys show up in the book again anytime soon. They look like some super bozos.
Super throwaway team.
Yep. Now, do you think Eric did this on purpose? He's like, I'm sick of people asking me to bring these villains back that I designed for one page. I'm going to make these guys look so dorky that no one will like them.
He did make a lot of them though, because there's 3, 4, 5, 6. One guy collapsing below, and 7 off panel.
Right.
Yeah.
I do like that we revisit these double page splashes in every issue to see their progress of making their way out. I think it's really cool.
It's been fun.
But that's all we get.
I like it. I like it as a way to just kind of catch up and remind us of what's going on.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive. Angel's top has lasted this long.
Yeah. I could have swore last time.
Days are numbered.
I could have swore last time it was even more torn than that, but I don't have the last issue on hand.
Oh, are they repairing it in between issues?
Nah, they must have been.
No, I don't think so.
Going into hiding and fixing a costume. So
She's buying a new one.
Up?
She's knitting.
You could probably buy a lot of those American patriotic costumes in Russia.
Of course. It is funny how like everyone's, besides the dragons, have like patriotic stuff on them. It's like trying to escape from Russia, not be seen or noticed.
Right. They'll never see these people wearing American flags.
Red, white,
giant green dudes. These fucking monsters with giant fins coming out of their heads. Yeah.
I thought Eric did a good job with Popeye's dialogue throughout this.
It's so weird that we get this, not only this extended scene between these two guys talking, but we get this extensive Savage Dragon exclusive backstory. of how Popeye is on the outs with Olive Oyl, and he's like very jealous about it because he starts insulting her. Makes him feel like a real jerk.
She's got big feet.
Yeah. And of course, it's her old flame Ham Gravy, the original star of Thimble Theater.
So is Popeye cockeyed then? Is he a cuck?
Yes, he's being cucked currently. Yes.
He's being cucked right now.
Who's gonna volunteer to speak like Popeye and read his dialogue?
Nope.
Yep. Unfortunately, Raven's
This is where
not
we
here.
need Raven here. I can definitely hear it in my head though when I'm reading this dialogue.
Also,
Yeah, I can hear it.
After Bay Guardian last issue, it's amazing how these adults just kind of like say the most extreme adult things to these kids. Bay Guardian was talking all about all the sex trafficking, and here's Popeye talking about all the infidelity.
Right.
Of course, he's down here watching everyone swim. Apparently, there's no lifeguard on duty, so as a trained sailor, he is just monitoring the situation to make sure everyone's safe.
And then he gets distracted talking shit on Olive Oyl that he doesn't realize that someone's drowning.
Yep, he gets way inside his own head. So he's not quite as bad as Mickey Mouse, but he's still sort of an idiot.
He's also like 100 years old, right?
That's true, although he doesn't talk like he does. This I don't know the timing. I'm not sure what the timeline is that Popeye is, because he's definitely from the 20s. So yeah, no, and we get one of those great Erik Larsen smash cuts where we get this pleasant conversation between a kid and a cartoon character, and now suddenly we're underwater with a guy getting ripped apart.
Yeah, he's getting chomped on.
Oh yeah, having a bad day at the beach.
Are these the vicious fishes?
They got to be associated with them, yeah. Gotta say, we got this aquatic gang of ne'er-do-wells right off the coast of San Francisco. I wouldn't be swimming anywhere at any time.
Yeah. Right? It's like, this can't be the first time this has happened.
Yeah.
Like, why are
What's
they
their
attacking this
deal?
guy?
Yeah, what's he done?
Do they eat human flesh?
Yeah, I think they're just hungry. I think they
Just
just
chomping into him.
I think they hate humans.
Assholes.
Man, it's got to be a pretty crazy punch that you could like punch somebody out of the water like that. To be
Back
able to
onto
swing your
shore.
arm in the water like that.
Yeah.
SWAT. Big swoot.
I do like the cartooning of Tyrone pointing to the water. Like the facial expressions are great. When he's screaming about the sea monsters down below.
Yeah, the cartooning in these they're all fantastic. I like the way his hand kind of dissolves into the sand as he's digging in on that panel too.
Yeah.
His
that is
fingers.
good.
That's really cool. So Popeye and Tyrone are gonna go fight these fish guys.
It's nice
So
to
let
get
me
a fun action scene with Popeye. Drawn by
Yeah,
And I think Erik draws them great too. I love the way those dumb Kirby fists on Popeye.
Yeah.
That one
Oh,
white panel with them running towards the water. Such a great panel.
Yeah, they look awesome.
Let me ask you guys this question. Popeye, I remember, was kind of bald. He just had like a couple of hairs.
No.
But Erik gives him blonde hair. Does he have blonde hair in the strip?
Yeah, he has care when he takes his hat
This is-
off.
This is public domain Popeye.
No, but he's always had hair. I don't know about balding in the cartoon, but he
In the
typically has
cartoon,
hair.
I feel like he was bald with like two little pieces of hair, almost kind of like a, I don't know.
Yeah, he did have a bald. There were a lot of. I'm remembering a bunch of images with him, but I know in the movie he had the blonde hair. Which is my only frame of reference because that's all I watched was the film. But yeah, I think he had bald head.
I know he did in the cartoon, but hey,
He also
this
has.
is odd.
He also historically has red hair.
I like how he jumps into the water with his pipe.
Oh yeah, loses his hat, but his pipe stays lit.
Yeah, he's got a bald head with 3 hairs. This is every image of Popeye that I'm finding.
That's probably just an animation thing, right?
They didn't want to animate his hair.
Probably. Yeah, so they have a couple of good pages. They got the one page with the 4 panels with Malcolm and Popeye battling these guys. So a little bit of action here. Little undersea battle. I do like there's a panel where Popeye's punching one of the fish guys and you got like the little stars. I think that's reminiscent of the Popeye strip, right?
Yeah,
The one where you
sometimes.
can see his wiener.
Yeah, not Popeyes, but the bad guy, the fish
Yeah.
guys. I mean,
The fish guy's wiener. Yeah, and
those
they
little
even the way he
stars,
draws.
that's a Popeye thing.
That's classic cartoon. And even like his dialogue balloons, I assume that's how they looked in the old strips.
Yeah, a little wobbly stuff. Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah. With those little balloon arrows, the pointers.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
That does seem very from that era.
So they're just beating up fish guys, and then the fish guys get away.
They take off. They drag the guy's corpse back up to the water. His girlfriend or wife freaks out. The cops want to talk to them.
Popeye and Tyrone are just arguing about if they should go after them or not, which I think is a good way to show how smart he is. And
I think he's a little too realistic in this case. I think Popeye's in the right. You got to go after him. Sure, you can't breathe underwater, but you're superhuman. You can swim real fast.
I don't know, Tyrone's bringing up some really good points, making Popeye look like an idiot.
Yeah. It's just interesting that a lot of this issue is just this. It's their introduction to each other and then their argument about how to deal with it, and Tyrone
Right.
being level-headed about it, and Popeye flying off the handle about it, and trying to impart the fact that to be a hero you got to be reckless, and Tyrone's all not having it.
Yeah, and then the cops show up and want to question him, and then they go back to arguing again. So they're not even finished. I was kind of expecting to see like those big a panel with just a big puff of smoke with arms and legs.
Oh,
Those big,
right.
Those old cartoon tussles. The
Yeah,
cartoon
yeah,
tussles.
yeah.
Right.
I love when Erik shows kids yelling, whether it was like Angel or the Dragon kids, and they get the big mouth, especially the Dragon kids where they just have like the big mouth and the little fangs coming out. It really shows like the emotion. Like I think that's great cartooning. Like the page where they're both kind of pointing at each other, yelling right
Yeah.
before Mickey shows up.
And then on the next panel too, yeah. And I guess like every panel after that, he's got that same mouth
Yeah,
almost.
he's just all fired up. How'd you guys feel when Mickey rolled back up on the scene?
I'll at least. All right, I'm not thrilled that Mickey's back because his whole situation is still fucked. But it does make it clear that what this issue is about is Tyrone dealing with these cartoon characters.
Right.
It's just Mickey is an idiot, more so than usual, because he just kind of pulls up and starts fighting with this kid.
I hate Mickey.
Yeah,
I wish he would go away.
I mean, we're supposed to hate him. He's a villain.
Yeah,
I just wish he was a
I think
competent
his
villain.
whole thing is gross. I just don't like it. I don't like stories that revolve around rape. I just don't want to read about it. I think
Yeah.
it's
Well, I think there's
uncomfortable
there's-
and gross.
there's still the door is open for him to get that grisly death that everybody wanted, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah,
I just was like,
last time we saw him getting towed off by Minnie. If I remember correctly.
Yeah.
That's when I thought it was finally wrapped up.
yeah, I was hoping that was the end of him, and now it's like, oh, really?
These
I
lawsuits
don't know.
take a long time. They can go on for years, you know.
I would just rather pages be devoted to different stuff. I don't know. Like, I feel like he's overstayed his welcome.
Yeah, I feel like this would have been, as one of the backups in this issue shows us, would have been a great time to check on to see what's going on with Frank. You know.
Yeah. And then you got
But
like
these are-
Tyrone talking about like Mickey trying to rape his mom, and it's like, I don't feel like young kids like that should even be thinking about that stuff. It just feels weird.
Well, it just makes Mickey an even bigger creep, right?
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that whole storyline. It was just a little too much for me.
It is kind
He's super obsessed, though. Yeah, go ahead.
nothing. Continue. I was about to move on.
Oh, I was gonna say he's super obsessed. We first see him. He's in the limo just watching videos of Maxine at the strip club.
Yep.
And then he just happens to find Tyrone and then just wants to yell at him. Like, I don't think he's looking for Tyrone. I think he's just cruising around watching Maxine get molested.
Yeah, it's gross. I don't like it. And he's got Pete as his driver.
I like
right?
seeing Eric drop Pete. Yeah, that's Pete.
I did like Pete. Yeah, that was pretty good.
Steamboat Willie era. Pete.
Again, I'm okay with it, but it's feeling like this is like Roger Rabbit at this point. And it's like, all right.
And here again, Tyrone shows his being very what's the word I'm looking for? Very grounded. Where he's like, oh, we're gonna get into a tussle. Literally everyone is recording us. You're gonna beat up a kid? He just calls him out on being stupid.
Right.
Then
Tyrone's the smart one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He knows the swear words, apparently.
Then this kid gang comes by with Dagwood.
Oh, Dagwood's here. Dagwood also, I believe, is public domain. I'm pretty sure Dagwood and Blondie went public domain in January. Of course, again,
I don't
is there
think
19...
it's supposed to be Dagwood because he's a kid here, but...
Oh, that's true. Well, no, he's not. He's just in this group. I don't think they're all kids.
I think they're kids.
Because this other guy shoves
No?
him later.
Oh, maybe. Maybe you're right. Yeah, I guess you're right.
I think he's just a guy
Yeah.
that was in the crowd that was watching him.
That has a bow tie.
Yeah,
and a very
I guess
specific
that-
haircut.
There's one panel where he looks small, but then you see him in the other panels, and he looks like an adult compared to the kids.
Looks like an elderly Dagwood. Yeah.
And then this bully
Mickey-
kid comes around.
And this other chuckle nut who just starts
Hugh
spouting
Janus.
crap.
Yeah, Hugh Janus.
Yeah. Oh, his name is Hugh Janus. I don't think I remember
He was-
reading that.
On season 32 of Destination Island.
Some reality TV star thinks he's hot shit.
So he's like an adult too, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what Destination Island is. I'm assuming it's like some kind of Survivor or something, right?
Yeah, I would think so. It's not in public domain, so we can't use the name.
Right. Not that it really matters, but I'm assuming that he's an adult that goes on game shows
Yeah.
or some kind of reality show. And he's just picking a fight with this kid.
He's kicking a fight because he sees him as like a phony. Tyrone's like, I don't think I'm famous. What the hell are you talking about?
Right.
And again, I am a child.
Right. I think that's the weirdest thing is just all these adults are just like trying to fight little kids.
It does
Even
seem
though they're
well,
dragon kids.
that is
Yeah.
the theme of this issue. Is Tyrone's got to have
Right.
fights with adults for some reason.
And he's not interested.
He does not care.
This guy tries to fight him, hurts his own hand.
Yep.
So he just picks the guy up, tosses him, and catches him, and then lightly splits him.
Embarrasses him in front of everybody.
Embarrasses him. That's the whole fight, right?
Yep. And then that's it. That's Tyrone's day.
Yeah, that's...
At least he didn't get arrested like everybody else.
Yeah, I thought when the cops showed up to question that they were going to go in the cop
Yeah,
car.
because all the other kids have been arrested, right?
So far.
Yep.
Huh.
I don't know how to feel about this issue. I mean, it's fun.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think I expected a little bit more like Tyrone development rather than him just kind of dealing with all these stupid idiots.
Yeah. I would have liked less focus on Popeye and more on Malcolm. I don't really. I mean, it's neat to see Popeye.
You mean Tyrone?
I mean Tyrone. Yes. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's neat to see Popeye. I don't need a whole issue of him. I don't think he added that much for me.
I mean, let's think about it this way.
More fun for Erik to draw him and put him in action.
He's visually interesting. Let's think about it like this. If it wasn't Popeye, you could have told the same story with any random, like, superhero character that Erik might create or pull out of the Rolodex. Like, what if he had run into like I don't know, like I'm trying to think of someone stupid.
Kill Cat?
Yeah, what if a Kill Cat was down at the pier? Or Kid Avenger?
Mm-hmm.
I think for me, like what you said, like I just would have. I was hoping for all these story arcs to have more like character development for the kids. Like, so usually either the kids are like kind of supporting cast, or when they're like kid specific issues, it's all the kids together. So I was hoping to see these like solo adventures of the kids to kind of really develop them and get a better idea. Like, you know, I think, you know, we talked about it. Erik's hinted that Tyrone's the smart one, and he seems like he like is kind of like an inventor, makes gadgets or something. You know,
You would have liked to have seen him make some gadgets in this issue,
or I don't know, just like more of like just developing his character and what he does and like what separates him from the other kids, you know?
Well, I think what we get from this story is that he's kind of like his granddad in that he does not like dealing with bullshit.
Right.
He basically sees all of this as ridiculous.
Yeah. But how is that different than
because like Amy is more into this kind of outlandish crap. She probably would have went chasing after the undersea monsters in an instant, because she's kind of got a heroic streak in her. And who else do we see? Jack? Do we see Jack yet? Jack was last time, yeah. And yeah, Jack went right in. Jack went right in with Bay Guardian. He basically insisted upon it. And I guess that's kind of what I think that's the difference here, is that Tyrone is not looking for that action lifestyle.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like he was less there to fight and just trying to save that dude.
Right.
Because once they took off and it was clear that that guy was dead, he was like, well, there's no point.
Right. So that I think that wraps up the issue. I mean, unfortunately, there's not a ton to talk about in this issue. I think we covered everything that's really important about it. I am interested in how Maddie's issue is going to go, seeing as she's so much younger than the other three.
Right, and that wraps it up, right, for all the kids.
Yeah.
Are you guys just sick of seeing all these public domain guys show up all the time?
Yeah.
I mean, let's be real. There have been public domain characters in Savage Dragon for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But they're more like in line with superhero comics, so they blend in, I feel like. So like the Golden Age heroes, you know what I mean? Like it's not as jarring as like a Popeye or Mickey Mouse, who's like, they're both ultra famous characters that just, they don't feel like they fit, or they just take so much of the spotlight. Whereas like, you know, the golden age characters that show up, you know, they're not that, they blend in, they're superheroes. It's not
I
as
think there was
jarring.
also there was a pretty good explanation of why they came back too, and
Yeah.
I'm sure dog-faced Betty Boop will show up soon,
Yeah, that'll be fun.
right?
Tintin will show up at some point.
Yeah, the weird early Tintin. But yeah, it's weird because they're the superheroes. They are superheroes, but these are just they're cartoon characters. Like you said, it's the Roger Rabbit of it all, right?
I think so,
They're
especially
famous
with
for
these
being
like animal
cartoon
characters that are just like,
Yeah.
they're not even human, and it's like, you know, we've never. I mean, it's fun in a way that it's a comic. Who cares? Like, anything can happen.
Anything goes. Yeah.
Yeah, but at the same time, I don't know. I don't care for it that much. I think it's a fun little exercise. I don't like to see them be such integral characters like Mickey Mouse is. Like, him showing up on that one page when he first appeared, that was good enough for me. It was like, oh, that's neat. You know, Erik put Mickey in Savage Dragon. Wasn't ever expecting him to become such a major villain, and really didn't expect, you know, what he did with him. And I didn't like it. And I don't know. It just,
I think I'm going to try to defend Mickey a little bit. I mean, using him in the book is because he was using Mickey in a way that Disney never would have ever used him.
Right.
Whereas Popeye is like, he's just Popeye.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I honestly wouldn't see Popeye as being that much of a dick about olive oil. That felt very out of character to the Popeye I know. But otherwise, yeah.
Okay. But that's a million miles away from being a rapist, though.
Yes, true.
Or if Popeye suddenly was like a murderer.
Have you seen
Yeah,
the
something
Popeye
just
horror movie
drastically
yet?
Yeah, they're making that movie. They made that.
There's 3 of them, I think. I saw some video
Oh,
where some guy
God.
reviewed a whole bunch of them, and they were all bad.
Soon they got to do a team up with like Winnie the Pooh and Popeye.
They probably will. And they're going to meet the evil Bong and the ginger dead man.
Whoa, hold on a second. You're aware of the Evil Bong?
Yeah, I know that too.
Yeah.
There are like 9 of
I
those
have not.
movies.
I've never watched them, but I know they keep showing up on Tubi every time I'm looking for a horror movie.
I only learned about them because the how did I learn about them? I think I was looking up like longest running like sequel series, and it was like one of the longer ones. And
They
also,
got more than Basket Case.
I'm unclear on
Or the
Basket
puppet
Case.
or the Puppet Master.
Now, there's a
And
shark.
there were only like 3 or 4 basket cases, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. Yeah, I know there's a lot of Puppet Masters.
Anywho,
So, what about these backups? We get to see
great issue for backups.
Yeah, Jonathan
Yes.
DeHenry is an artist I like keeping an eye on. I first discovered him in Big Bang Comics. He does a really good, as you can see here, he does a really good pastiche of the Harvey style.
Harvey.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a great little strip. He always does a good strip. It was funny. A little racy. It's good.
Yeah, I thought it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, he the Glum character is well suited for the style.
I don't really have much else to say other than I thought it was funny. And it was drawn well.
Exactly.
Ending's a little weird.
He's getting crushed.
Just
He's having his dream come true.
yeah, but just seeing the little angel in the tub with him.
Yeah, it is a little weird
Little
that
kid angel?
he's in there.
Right.
Well, that's his wife.
I mean, it's family bath
Remember, it's
time.
Frank.
I don't know. I know that's a thing with some families, but it is a strange family to do it in.
Well, I mean, he's kind of a a stuffy at this point. He's not even like a guy, I don't know. He's a little glum guy.
I don't know
And then
anything.
we get another. So go ahead.
I don't know anything about this dragon with a chainsaw pinup.
I don't know. I can't see a name on it, and
Fortunately,
says something is written on the wall that I can't read.
Yeah, it's kind of neat though.
Yeah,
It's
it's
weird.
pretty cool.
I mean, dragon with a chainsaw is a very iconic look that people like going back to, and
Yeah.
the grungy painted style here really works for it.
He's got that trench coat with the cut off arms.
Yeah.
That he had for 2 issues.
Yeah, but he got an action figure out of the deal on that.
He wore it a lot in the cartoon too, didn't he?
I think so. The one thing for the FINcast is that we get advanced digital copies and they don't have the letters pages typically. So
yeah, that's usually where the credits
letters
go.
pages, usually have the credits. So unfortunately we don't know who did this, but good job.
Can either of you make out what that graffiti is supposed to
It
say?
says
No.
"See you." I want to say "See you" something.
Does it say "See you in hell"? I don't know.
You in maybe. The middle part's kind of funky.
So, yeah.
It might
Yeah.
not even supposed to say anything. I don't know.
Yeah, it definitely looks like letters though. But maybe not. Not sure. But
I did not expect to see Connor in here. I never saw
this
this.
is a great little strip. Connor's such a
This is
great cartoonist.
Yeah, Connor Tierney, friend of the show, Savage Super Freaks contributor, creator of Kid Eastwood.
12 years old.
Kitty, 12 years old, creator of my favorite comic of 2025, Kid Eastwood.
Right. This is
I
a
love.
great gag.
Yeah, this is such an iconic scene. It's not even that. It's kind of a more recent scene in the overall picture of Savage Dragon, but it's very iconic at this point and works well in this gag.
Glum gets his own heaven, and then all the
bunch of
angels beat the shit out of him as he deserves.
They're angels in heaven. Is that another
I didn't even get
layer
that, but
to this joke?
There you go.
Angel-filled wake, I feel like, is a nice callback to Angel-fueled quake.
Yeah.
From that old Paul Dragon angel story that was reprinted in The Dragon number 4, I think.
Yeah. No, it's
That old
good.
Pre-image stuff.
It's hard to do a good strip, I think, in one page, and
With no dialogue.
Yeah, true. And this is really good.
It's perfect.
Then we get another pinup of another copy.
Yeah, Jim
dragon.
Rugg.
Oh, it's Jim Rugg. Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, doing what's it called? What was the series?
Blood and Guts.
Blood and Guts. Yeah, with the Chevy.
That car that,
Alex.
This is interesting, and I don't know if it's the digital version or what, but that we're looking at. If it gets published, will it be in color? But it's very weird to see. It's just black and white, and you can see all the
macro lines.
brushstrokes from the inks. Yeah, it's an interesting choice, and it's a sideways. We call horizontal, orientated drawing too, rather than.
So
I don't know how that will show up in print.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's a double page or if that's, or as you say, sideways. Sideways probably is
It's gonna be printed sideways, yeah. So who knows? But it's a really cool drawing. I love that car. Perspective on it is wild.
Oh yeah, it looks like about a mile long.
Yeah, it's great.
I love that dragon's cracking open a beer.
He draws a good dragon.
Good Alex.
Alex is great
I
too.
like the callback. I mean, that was a fun miniseries.
And then we get a back cover. Continue.
Yeah. I was just gonna say the funny thing about that series. I think the most iconic thing in that series is the car. Everyone remembers the car from that series. So it's
As
cool that he
Alex's
drew
star,
that.
and-
Yeah.
I actually haven't read it yet.
Did you guys not cover it on the
No,
the retros?
we haven't got to it yet. It's coming up though.
Oh my god. I feel like that was so long ago.
It was.
I feel like this is one of the early miniseries.
Well, we're only up to like issue 20.
So this was Blood and Guts.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was
Jason
a 3-issue
Pearson.
miniseries from Jason Pearson.
And then we wrap up with the back cover for the little Angel and Glummy Frank by DeHenry again. Another fun pinup, fun drawing.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's great.
And I guess that wraps us up. Overall, decent issue.
Not my favorite, not the worst.
Yeah, I don't think it's what we wanted, but we don't always get what we want.
And this is, I think, another one of those cases where we've waited so long for a new issue, and then when it finally comes, we're all so hungry for a new issue of Dragon, then it's kind of like a meh issue. It kind of hits in the nuts a little bit harder.
Yeah.
Where if this was coming out monthly on time, it'd be like, all right, it wasn't great, but we didn't have to wait forever for it, you know?
Right.
Yeah. I mean, art-wise, it was a good-looking book. It was fun to see Eric's Popeye. I thought he draws
His
a pretty
Popeye's
cool
great.
Popeye.
The
The
underwater
action was fun.
The underwater
story
action.
was,
Yeah.
Yeah. But
other than like Mickey showing up and saying, "Oh, I'm mad at your mom and I'm still bothering you guys," like story-wise, nothing really moved forward as far as nothing set up for anything to happen later. This is a very standalone issue.
Yep.
Unless Popeye starts showing up more.
Yeah. Newest member of the SOS Popeye.
Right? Oh, there you go.
All right, so
Put him in an SOS Star Spangled Popeye costume.
sounds like a great idea.
Star on his crotch. There you go.
You
all
should
right.
wear the Super Patriot mask
Yeah, that's enough out of us.
with a little pipe coming out.
Oh, never mind. He's still going.
Good.
There we go. We got one.
All right,
So
so let's wrap this baby up.
All right,
I'd
so
love to wrap it up.
Savage Dragon 279. Maddie Dragon takes center stage in the fourth of 4 issues that star one of the Dragon Children. Lightning Girl takes Maddie under her wing to help train the plucky 7-year-old, but the two find themselves up to their eyeballs in trouble. Comes with our highest possible recommendation.
That's right, I forgot Lightning Girl is in this one. That's
Yep.
kind of cool because
Yep.
she could use some more development too.
Yeah, we definitely could see more of her.
And she's the aunt, right? Because she's related to Malcolm.
So she is Malcolm's half-sister on Rapture's side. Yeah, Rapture. Rapture had another kid.
So she's technically their aunt.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
So yeah, that's it. That's it for Savage Dragon 278, and we hopefully will be back again with something else in the near future, either a retro maybe, or we'll cover Spider-Man Noir. We definitely want to do these more often again now that the series is coming out again more consistently. So hopefully we won't wait 7 months between episodes next time. But yeah, that's it. Anything else?
No, till
See you
next
next
time.
time.
Yep. Thanks for listening.
Bye.